Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Maurice. Welcome back to the Barber Mosaic. And Canon dropped a bomb that's not really a bomb last week when they announced that their R1 is going to be developing, whatever that means. They're in the developmental stages of the R1. And it kind of has me thinking, man, is this a camera that we really need? I watched another creator and he explained how he felt like the Canon R1 was something that's not really needed in the camera industry right now. And I gotta say, with some misgivings, I do kind of agree with that because you look at what cameras are able to do right now with Canon cameras and what they can do right now with the R5 being one of the best photo cameras on the market, 45 megapixel. It does shoot 8K RAW, 8K 60 for that matter. Then you have the R5C, which is essentially a R5 with a really dope heat sink with a fan and bad battery life. With all these things going on in the camera world, do we really need the R1? And one of the things Canon said in their press release that this camera, the R1, is going to be geared toward professionals. We know that it has this new Digic accelerator processor in addition to the Digic X processor that they've been using for quite some time. They're going as far to say that it's going to be never before seen autofocus, and no real specs were released with Canon's press release, but we know that those cameras are going to be running wild during the Olympics, and we're going to get to see, short time after that, what those cameras can do. You watch all of these different creators on YouTube and other outlets that are actually promoting the camera, talking about the camera. A lot of them, I think they got it already. I think they already got it. I think they're already using it. But of course, those guys are sworn to secrecy until it's time for everything to come out. And from the likes of people like Peter McKinnon and Blasey to the Third, all these people, they're coming out with all these videos trying to hype us up about the camera. And that leads to another question. Can you even trust that shit? Can you trust these people? These are folks that are glorified Canon employees. As much as I love all those guys, Peter McKinnon and all that shit, much as I love those guys, we know who they are. We know what they are. They're just here to hype up the camera to get us to buy it. And with me, what I have now, I have the R5C, the R6 Mark II, and of course the Canon XF605. Am I going to be going on a limb and purchasing the R1? That's the question. Now, the R5 Mark II does seem very interesting because if they can take the R5 and the R5C and put those together and fix everything that's wrong with that camera, with those two cameras, and put it all into one package, that's something that I might be in the market for. But in terms of going up far above and beyond that, I'm talking about hitting, $6,000-$7,000 on the camera. I don't foresee myself getting the R1 unless it has some crazy specs, things that no other camera has. Something I want to see Canon do above all else is open up the RF mount to all the other manufacturers. But I would like to see them make more lenses, because we know when Canon get in their bag and they decide to make a crazy intricate lens that only they make dope shit. They make dope lenses, bro. I just got the 24-105 f2.8, the only one in the industry, and it's fire. It's a lit, dope lens. I love it. The 28-70, another one that was just crazy, the f2. So I want to see Canon innovate in terms of lenses, because we know at a certain point camera bodies will lose their value, they will lose their luster, but lenses last forever. I just think it would better suit us in the creative community to see Canon and other manufacturers make more creative lenses. Give us more innovative lens options. And don't get me wrong, like I said, Canon, they've been doing that. They've been at the forefront in terms of making those snazzy lenses. Don't get me wrong, they have been at the forefront. But I want to see that continue. If you ain't coming up with no new crazy dope shit that's gonna just blow my mind and I just can't peel my eyes away from it. If you're gonna do that with a camera, okay, cool, do that. I ain't gonna lie, when the R5 dropped, it was really like that. They marketed it as a video camera, which I think was a big mistake because it was a way better photo camera than it is a video camera. But they hyped us up and we eventually got let down by the overheating. And then the R5C comes out, and of course, that camera is really good, but it let us down with the battery life. So give us something that we can feel. If you're gonna drop this R1, if you're gonna drop this R5 Mark II, please, let them be game changers. Let them be game changers. And if not, just make some more dope lenses, bro. Because essentially, at this point, the R1 looks like it should just be a R3 Mark II. It's just a souped up R3, in my opinion. That's what I think it's gonna be. when they talk about some of the rumored specs, like a 30 megapixel sensor, and they talk about being able to shoot up to 120 frames per second, something that I probably will not use much, I'm actually falling more in love with true hybrid cameras that give me a cinema OS as well as a standard, easy usable photo menu. And that's what the R5C does for me. So unless this camera comes out and just blows my mind with some magical specs, and all the specs, the rumor specs that we're hearing now are just a little off, just off base. Unless that happens, bro, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the R1. Thank y'all for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, share this video. I am Maurice. This is the Barber Mosaic, and I am out.